Hi and welcome back to The Angry Cook. Thanks for stopping by yet again today. We're going to be making spaghetti sauce. This is a modification of a recipe I found that I really liked. I made some changes to it that I like even better. My wife absolutely adores this sauce and doesn't really like any other ones that I made and tried. So we're going to throw this together, and then next episode we're going to make spaghetti from scratch. Probably more like a linguine, but whatever. You're going to like, I think you're going to like this. Only takes 15-20 minutes to put together, an hour to simmer, and then you let it just sit there for as long as you want until you heat it up and serve it. It's really awesome stuff. I think you'll like it again. Here's what we need. I have 2 lengths of sausage. Both of these are hot. Usually I put a hot and an Italian sweet in, but I don't have any Italian sweet, so we're getting hot. A pound of ground beef, onion, garlic, tomato sauce, diced tomatoes. These are both about 16-ounce cans. The measurement changes from 15 and a half, 15, 14 and a half, somewhere in that vicinity. Basil, oregano, a bay leaf, and your friend and mine, extra virgin olive oil. So let's get cooking, baby. All right, first things first. Let's get the meat prepped. We need to take the sausage out of the casings, which is really simple to do. First time I made this, actually, I didn't quite understand that, and made them into casings, split them longwise, and I couldn't understand why they were all messed up. But gee, we learn quickly, don't we? We're only half a moron now, not the full moron we used to be. Ooh, this that looks like it might be, well, I guess it is a hot. I don't know, it's kind of light for being a hot, but we'll see. Cut it down the middle. Leave it together. It's easier to get the casing off at one swell foop. It's a Pink Panther reference, by the way, if you don't get that either. But, oh well. And it doesn't matter what happens to it, although I like to keep them together because they're prettier presentation when they're one piece, one half, sitting on top of the skits. But, you know what? It just doesn't freaking matter that much. Like that is. And then we'll do that. Then we'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll try to recreate this little bad boy here. Throw that together and throw you together. And it'll all be just hunky-dory. Now we're going to turn the stove on to medium-high. Notice I'm using my cast iron, by the way. I'm really trying to use that more and more. The more you use it, the more non-stick it becomes. The more non-stick it becomes, you can toss out that Teflon crap and not have to worry about it anymore. The maintenance is really easy. You wash it out with water, and that's pretty much it. So a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and we're just going to let that warm up, and kind of hang on, just a touch. This is just about ready to go. We're getting nice waves in here. Let me see here. And it's spreading out and things. So we're gonna place and see how the first one does. That's good. Heat's on medium high, by the way, if I didn't say that. And we're gonna cook these 7 to 10 minutes. It just depends upon your burner and everything else. Like every other meal you make, I could give you an exact time and it'd be wrong for somebody. So just keep your eye on it. Turn it when it's halfway done. And we're going to take it out and put it on a clean plate. Don't use the same plate for raw meat and cooked meat. It's called self-contamination. Jeez. It's called cross-contamination. We don't want it. We want to keep it out. And remember to wash your frickin' hands. We're going to check our sausage. Nicely browned. And another probably 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll be ready to go with the next step, which is going to be ground beef. And as a quick reminder, I still have the onions and garlic cut up. I'm cleaning my board and knife in hot soapy water, again, because we have pork. And although today's pork is much cleaner than what it used to be, there's always the chance, so don't take chances. And we're going to turn that, well, we're probably going to keep it up because I'm going to put the beef in next. So we're smoky up a stormy, so let's put the ground beef in. And sizzle! Sizzle away! Let's take that bad boy up. And we're going to cook this till it's brown and crumbled up, of course. The reason I kept the heat up was because I don't want this to release water and basically braise. I want it to fry. So, and by the way, one thing I'm learning quickly with this kind of cookware is don't forget the handles are hot. That's why cast iron's great, because it holds heat very well and distributes it nice and evenly throughout. So let's cook that bad boy up, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, we're about ready. We're going to strain some of the fat off of here. There's more than usual than I'm used to. Usually I'll just let it in there and take it off the sauce as it's cooking, as I feel I need to. But this really put out I don't know what kind of ground beef this is. Alright, drain all but about a tablespoon or two. It doesn't really matter. Fat is flavor, don't forget. And I'm going to add the tomato sauce. Turn this down to low, or whatever simmer's going to be. Then add the diced tomatoes and the liquid. It is tomatoes after all. And the one thing I forgot in the intro that I happen to like, because I like, is a teaspoon of better than bouillon beef. Chicken would work. Vegetable would work. I don't know what vegetable it tastes like. I bet you'd be pretty good. Add the herbs. You know Herb. Remember Herb? And then we're going to add the garlic and the onion. I'm not quite finished with the garlic yet. I will be in a second. Chop it down as necessary. This will probably serve for, my wife and I always eat it, and we always have enough left over for seconds for both of us, although we don't eat seconds. It's usually lunch or the next day dinner, a couple of days after that dinner. Onions and garlic. All the better than bouillon goodness off of that. Stir it up nicely. Get the bay leaf buried in there so it gives up its goodness in the sauce. And get that bad boy on a simmer. Plop your little sausages in there. Separate them a bit. A little sausage grease never hurt anybody. Well, it probably did, but I don't care. And we're going to turn this up a little bit till we get a simmer going. Then we're going to let it simmer for an hour. And when it's done simmering, basically turn it off and let it sit and let the flavors melt. There's no water in this. You could add a splash of red wine if you wanted to. I don't usually do that. I do on rare occasion just because, again, I experiment with everything all the time. So just let it go to simmer someday in the next century or two. Simmer. There we go. Now we're starting to see the simmering bubbles. Bubble, bubble. And you're going to play with this a little bit as you go. Gas stoves are so much easier than electric stoves on this. And yes, that did hurt. Turn it down in half. See how that goes. But 1 hour. And there goes Jade. Of course, it's time to go out because I'm cooking. And I'll bring you back at the end to show you what it's like when it's done simmering. Got this down to a controlled simmer now. Just barely bubbling. And it's on low on my burner, so I can't go much lower than that. But that's the way you want it. Don't mess with it. Don't touch it. Just let it go crazy.